about meat and its adverse effects. But that isn't the only way that we can harm our bodies. What about other substances that don't seem as harmful? We are told that milk, eggs, and butter should not be classified as flesh meat. But we are also told that we need to move forward according to the times we live in. Health reform should be progressive. We are to be taught how to prepare the food without the use of these articles, and teach others that there will come a time when consuming this will be harmful because disease in animals is increasing to the proportion of the sinfulness in man. I find it very interesting that Ellen White does not include cheese on the list of things that not to be classified as meat. Is there a reason? There most definitely is. She doesn't have much counsel on cheese, but what she does say is very strong and specific. This is what she says. Cheese should never be introduced to the stomach. It is wholly unfit for food.
Yes.
This is not a gray area. This is not something that was okay to eat back then, but gradually over time we should lessen our consumption. No, this is something we should never eat. Infectious disease in cheese, the diseases you find in cheese is shared with all dairy products, but especially cheese is even more harmful because of its basic chemistry. Now this might gross you out a little bit, but it needs to be said. Cheese is made by the action of waste products from mold and bacteria on milk. Most foods contaminated with bacteria and mold produce such an unpleasant flavor that people would not want to eat it. So basically, that's what you're eating. You're eating, yes. Anyway. So basically, you're eating the waste products of this bacteria and mold. Well, maybe you don't have a problem eating dairy if you've been vegan all your life. But the kind of food you eat isn't the only importance. When you eat is just as important as what you eat. Eating frequently and at odd times is a major cause for poor health. Irregularities in eating destroy the healthful tone of the digestive organs to the detriment of health and cheerfulness. Now, how does snacking destroy the healthy tone of our body? The digestive organs continually running. When they are continually running, they become enfeebled because vital force is taken from the brain and called to aid the stomach in its overwork. And thus your mental powers are weakened. When one part of the body suffers, the whole body suffers with it. We are told that, sorry, I missed the quote. It's not there. Well, whatever. Okay. Anyway, after the regular meal, okay, I forgot to put this earlier. But after the regular meal is eaten, the stomach should be allowed to rest for 5 hours. Not a particle of food should be introduced to the stomach till the next meal. In this interval, the stomach will perform its work and will then be in a condition to receive food. Now, in most cases, it is better to eat only 2 meals a day, but some people need 3. No one is to be a criterion for another person. We each need to find these out for ourselves. But it has been proven that your sleep is much better quality if your stomach isn't working through the night hours. So basically, to summarize this part, 3 meals a day and nothing in between meals should be the utmost limit in our food consumption. Those who do more than this violate nature's health laws. Now, keeping the outward part of the body is just, keeping the outward part of our body healthy is just as important as keeping the internal organs in check. Perfect health depends on perfect circulation. There are at least 2 ways that we can achieve perfect circulation. The most obvious way would be to exercise regularly, as Francois mentioned. The other way is to dress properly. Any part of the body should be clothed with extra coverings. It is the feet and the limbs, because they are a distance from the body. Because since most of the blood circulates in the core, it takes extra work for the blood to be pumped out to, for example, to your hands or your feet. And the extremities should always be clothed with warm clothing to protect it from the cold. And women should clothe their limbs as thoroughly as do men. This might seem like common sense, But understanding the physiology of what happens when the extremities are poorly clothed will help us to realize the importance of it. When the extremities are chilled, the heart has to work double to force the blood into these cold areas. And when the blood has gone through the body and comes back to the heart, it's not the same vigorous warm blood that it was when it left. And then, because it becomes chilled from going through all the limbs. And so then the rest of your body isn't as warm, and the heart, has to work even more to warm it, and then the result of that is just, inflammation, congestion, just from overwork. And wearing warm clothing isn't the only principle to abide by when selecting good clothing. Here's a few principles I have found in the study. One is to dress plainly, wearing clothes with good material, has to be durable, modest, appropriate for the age, and let not the dress question for the time. As Christians, we are to represent Christ. And the first things people notice about us is how we are outwardly. We need to remember that our words, our actions, and our dress are daily living creatures gathering with Christ or scattering abroad. This is no trivial matter. Closing, I'm going to leave you with one last verse. If you can't remember everything I've gone over, at least remember this. Whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do, do all to the Lord.
Amen.
Can I ask you a question? Sometimes in the evening, I eat at 12:30. Well, at lunchtime. No. I mean in the afternoon, I eat at 12:30. Okay? And then